Most people see Canada as that friendly, polite country that apologizes way too much, even if it's not our fault. With our healthcare, maple syrup, and hockey, it's no wonder that other countries aren't even aware of the dangers that Canada once had, and other dangers that have yet to surface. Thing is, we have a dark side too. Evil is everywhere, and Canada is no exception to that. There is a saying, always be wary of someone who owns a pig farm, and you're about to find out why. Robert Pickton is currently serving a life sentence at a maximum security prison in British Columbia, Kent Institution. He was charged with the murder of 26 women. Most of them were local prostitutes, but that number is more likely closer to 50. That's right, 50. An undercover officer was in Pickton's cell and was told by Pickton himself that he was one shy of making it an even 50, but he got sloppy.
Really? Yeah.
There was DNA from numerous victims found at his pig farm, but no way to prove he was responsible for more than just the original 26 victims. During the trial, the lab staff stated that roughly 80 unidentified DNA profiles were found on various types of evidence they found at his farm, close to half male, half female. They only dealt with 6 of the murders in court, however, as he received the maximum sentence you could get in Canada, meaning he will most likely die in prison. The fact that Robert would not be convicted of the other 20 murders upset many of the family members of the victims, and I don't blame them. But if you think it can't get any worse, that there's absolutely, positively no way it could ever be any worse, well, you were wrong. Thing is, he needed to find a way to get rid of the bodies, and he just so happened to own a pig farm. So he fed them to his pigs. It doesn't stop there. It was confirmed that the investigation team could not rule out cross-contamination. So it's possible that some of the pork Robert sold to the public contained human remains. Looking at the condition of his farm, I wouldn't be surprised. I bet you won't be looking at pork chops the same way again. July 30th, 2008. This is the day when Tim McLean was murdered. Not just murdered, he was also beheaded and cannibalized. You see, Tim worked at a carnival in Edmonton, Alberta, and when he was done, he then hopped on a Greyhound to go home. Home for Tim was Winnipeg, Manitoba. He was sitting near the back of the bus and was planning on sleeping for most of the trip. When the bus stopped in Erickson, Manitoba, a new passenger boarded the bus. Vince Lee. Vince originally sat at the front of the bus, but after a while proceeded to the back and took the seat beside Tim. Tim never gave Lee a second thought, continued leaning against the bus window with his headphones on, trying to get some sleep. At this point, witnesses claim that Lee pulled out a very large knife and stabbed Tim several times in the neck and chest.
I thought it was a fist fight at first. The one guy was standing up and, there was arms were flailing and stuff like that. And but then I saw the guy had a big freaking Rambo knife, a hunting knife, and it was covered in blood, and he just kept going at the guy.
Chaos erupts on the bus as the bus driver pulls onto the side of the road so the passengers can escape. The passengers look with horror as Lee then decapitates Tim and walks up and down the aisle of the bus, showing the severed head to everyone outside.
That's when he brought the head up, and he came right calmly right towards us with the knife in one hand, the head in the other, and the 3 of us were just standing there in shock, and he just calmly looked at us with sunglasses on, dropped the head in front of us, like it was no big deal.
A trucker stopped to assist them, and together they were able to prevent Lee from escaping, which he tried to do several times. The RCMP received a call about a stabbing on a Greyhound and arrived shortly on the scene. They witnessed Lee pacing back and forth on the bus, carrying a severed head and defiling the corpse.
Badger appears to be a 6 foot tall Asian male with short dark hair, black t-shirt, armed with a knife right now. Badger is armed with a knife and a pair of scissors, and he's defiling the body at the front of the bus as we speak. Zulu Delta 1 at your leisure, could you give me a shout? Okay, Badger's at the back of the bus, hacking off pieces and eating it.
Approximately at 1:30 in the morning on July 31st, Lee tried one more escape attempt, but was apprehended by the police. They tased him twice and he was put in the back of a cruiser. March 3rd, 2009 is when the trial started, and Lee pleaded not criminally responsible. In other words, he was claiming temporary insanity. Lee believed that God's voice told him that Tim was evil and was going to kill him. Lee was found not criminally responsible and was placed in Selkirk Mental Health Center. As of February 10th, 2010, Vincent Lee was granted an absolute discharge. He has also changed his name. Understandably, there are many who are not happy with that decision.
He still did it. There was nobody else on that bus holding a knife, slicing up my child. Nobody else did that. Just one individual did that.
And here we have Colonel Russell Williams, or former Colonel, I should say. On February 7th of 2010, he confessed to the murder of 27-year-old Jessica Lloyd, who went missing January 28th, 2010. The police noticed his tire tracks matched the tracks that were near Jessica's home. And once brought in for questioning, he told the police everything. That wasn't Russell's only murder, however. In 2009, 37-year-old Corporal Marie France Como was found dead inside her house. Russell confessed to that as well. He also enjoyed breaking into women's homes and stealing what I guess he would call souvenirs. Along with his murder confession, Russell admitted to roughly 82 break-ins and thefts. What did he steal exactly? Women's undergarments. While they searched his home, they found several women's underwear, all neatly laid out. He wasn't just a collector, though. He would photograph himself wearing his stolen prizes. In the end, Russell Williams was charged with 2 life sentences for first-degree murder, 2 10-year sentences for sexual assault, 2 10-year sentences for forcible confinement, and 82 one-year sentences for breaking and entering, all to be served at the same time. Seeing as he is 55 now, he's never getting out. I'm okay with that. As you can see, Canada is no stranger to the darkness, unfortunately. These are but a few of a great many we regrettably have. I'm sure that more will pop out, as evil usually does that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Once again, I'm Rick, and I will see you next time on Dissecting Murder.